Well, Super Bowl weekend. That day. Team didn't make it, but I'm still representing. You're probably doing the same thing too. Yep. Super Bowl weekend. My Ravens didn't do it. I'm not sure if your team did it. It's always next year, right? It's always next year. All right, all right, all right. Hey. Welcome to the On Point Podcast. I'm your host here, Dr. Joe Blake. And it's Saturday morning, Super Bowl weekend. You know, got the Ravens here. I'm quite sure you're kind of geared up and looking for your team to make it happen today as well. I've got some great information going to share with you. I'm going solo. Today's my son-in-law, my daughter-in-law's Amy's birthday, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Amy Blake. Happy birthday to you. Anyway, today, so it's our birthday. My son's, taking care of business. Got to take care. When mama's happy, everybody's happy. So, saying happy birthday to her. So today, y'all got me. So we're going to finish up on our second lesson on conscious capital, allocating your life resources, making sure you get the resources put together. We're going to finish up with that. We're also going to provide more detail on how to make things grow and go in your life. So let's just jump on board with the lesson here. And we were ending up. We were talked about. Not there. Hold on a second here. Let's go back here. Boom. Yeah. All right. Here we go. At the last lesson, we were talking about reflecting on your life, your energy, and your life's health. That correlates when you're talking about your allocating your resources. And next, we're going to talk about how considering your social networking support systems, how they work together. Now, again, this information that I brought together is based on the research. And then also an article that I found on. I get my information from a database from the University of Phoenix, where I graduated with all three of my degrees, and it's from the EPCOS database. I have a peer-reviewed journal article, and the article I downloaded, and it's from the college Cyprus. Let's see, this article came from. Hold on here, because I always like to make sure. North Cyprus is a Turkish. North Cyprus is a college, and Cyprus is located in the Turkish Republic. Northern Cyprus is situated in no part of the island of Cyprus in the Eastern Mediterranean. So it's a college is in there. So in that country. So what I want to do is when I give you information, make sure that information comes from different parts of the world. So you know that financial literacy, it's not just a U.S. thing, it's a world thing. And you get different aspects of how financial literacy is a worldwide phenomenon. So it's not just here, it's everywhere. And give you a rounded picture of what happens to families and individuals out there. So in this study, they had 68 survey questions, which included 4 different areas. And you may not see it on the slide there, but they had 4 different areas that they covered, and 4 different areas with 68 survey questions, and they pulled it from 400 university students. So 68 questions and 400 400 university students, and they looked at 4 areas. conscious awareness, positive psychological capital, entrepreneurial intentions, because I'm a business owner. I'm always teaching about business and being an entrepreneur, and then personality traits. Personality traits, that is one that really reached out to me because your personality is, we all have personality. Your personality is a strong factor in determining your lifestyle and your daily routines. Now, obviously, y'all know I have a personality because I got this hat, got this purple, got purple in the beard. Obviously, I got some type of personality, just the way I am. But you always have to be who you are as an individual. You got to be who you are, because when the people that are out there looking for you, they won't be able to find you if you're not who you are. If you're being trying to be someone else, if I'm trying to be Skeeter over there, or if I'm trying to be John, I'm not being Joe, and the people that are looking for Joe won't be able to find me because I'm trying to be somebody else. So personality factors are very important when you're doing your best. You got to be who you are. So again, back to the lesson here. So strong networks provide support for your opportunities. They provide support for your opportunities. So consider your strengths and your qualities and the connections that you connect with. Connections you connect with, because they help you continue to be a better you in who you're doing in your professional growth. All right. So again, it was 68 questions, and I'm going to be going from my research and then some of the things that I found in the reading as well. So I mean, that was a pretty extensive study. Now that's the technical side of me. All right. So strategies for effective allocation of your resources, allocation of your time. So spending, so here he talked about setting goals and priorities. So, before I wanted to make this distinction too, because sometimes when we're looking at spending, the allocation things, there's a distinction between spending and budgeting. Because people, when we talk about our financial, when I did my research, the word spending and budgeting, sometimes they like to interchange those, or the first thing they talk about when you're talking about your financial picture, they say, "Oh, you got to set up a budget." Well, spending and budgeting, they have similarities, but they're two separate disciplines. And then because you have the distinction between a spending pattern and a budgeting pattern. From my research, when I did wrote my book on financial literacy, spending refers to using money to purchase goods and services. So that's spending, using your money to purchase goods and services. Right? Budgeting, on the other hand, that is the process of creating a plan to manage your income and your expenses. Okay, so let me share one more time. So spending uses your money for purchase goods and service. Budgeting manage your income and expenses. You see how it's close to it, but it's not the same. So spending, you purchasing goods and services. Budgeting, manage the income and expenses. Two separate disciplines, but have similarities that are associated with it. So I wouldn't say most, but for majority of the times, we're always talking about focusing on income and expenses, and we don't look at what we're taking our money to get goods and services for. So we out of control with the goods and services by buying things, and that throws off what's income and coming out. So most times we focus on the income and coming in, but we don't look at what we're buying as far as goods and services. So my research, I looked at that, what you're buying, what you're spending, because that way, if you take control of that, this thing will take care of itself as well. So that's how my research was pretty much based on was in that aspect. Because people, you burn cash in a heartbeat. As soon as money comes in, boom, goes out. You got to find out where this is going, and that'll take care of itself. That was my thought process. So let's talk about strategies to effectively for your allocation of those resources. What's going on now? That's just a different way, a different thought process, a different way of viewing it. Okay, it's a different way of viewing it. All right. So identify your personal professional objectives to focus on your allocation. So you got to identify ways that you can articulate your objectives to focus on your resources. So you got, how do you think about how you're doing this? Think about how your money is going out. Um, is it like today's a birthday for my son? I'm quite sure he had to think about, okay, how are we going to do this? Because they got three babies. You got three babies. You still got to buy Pampers and wipes. you still got to get, because they both babies are two different sizes. And I had to go through this with them because my boys, when they were born, couldn't put the small Pampers on the large baby. I mean, you can't put the large Pampers on the small baby because stuff screwed outside. So you still had to buy those and still had to make sure you had the right amount, because you still had to buy Pampers and for the wife, you got to get her birthday gift. So you got to be mindful of that. Man, even though it happened years ago, because my son is almost 40, I still remember that. Spending resources, and I put spending there, not budgeting. Spending, because the spending deals with making sure you have the right the resources that you're spending, you're purchasing, and your services, and that's so you got to be mindful and understand that that's what you're dealing with. You look about the products and services that you have to get. So you got to develop a plan outlining how you're going to allocate that for that time and those financial resources effectively. So your purchases that you're making, you got to make sure you're having those resources available and directing to the right way. What you're going to purchase, what you're going to get. Have your list, your shopping list. And you go in the store, because that gets you, man. If you don't have a list of what you're going to do, next thing you know, you go into the store, you got this list, because supermarkets are set up that way. As soon as you walk in the supermarket, whatever is on sale is the first thing you see. Now that sale item is not on your list, but man, as soon as you see it, it's like, oh, this is on sale. It's not on your list, but man, it's on sale. And what do? Right in the basket. Sometimes, brother, I'm a little guilty on that, but it's not on your list, but it's on sale. It's like, yay! You got to be mindful, man. Yeah. Sometimes I'm guilty, but my wife, she's like she's a list checker. So somebody got to be mindful of that. All right, delegation of tasks, assign responsibilities to others so that optimize your time management and enhance your productivity. Sometimes you got to assign certain tasks to certain, folks in the family to do certain things, or folks in your office to do certain things, and have certain things put in place. That helps. You may have to delegate tasks on your team to do certain things, so that that's their process, so that's their thing that help the whole organization grows. That way, you don't spend your mind as a leader trying to do everything. Because you can't do, you can think it, but you can't do all of it. That's what you have teammates to help you get things done, and it works it all out. So it was about correct allocation of your resources. How do you allocate? You can't do it all. Don't try to do it all. If you try to do it all, you can wear yourself out, right? Wear yourself. That's what God, Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, in the Bible, Jethro said, look, man, you're going to wear yourself out, man, trying to do all this. You just can't do it. You got to have some folks come help you. Moses listened to reason and said, okay, you're right. You have, this has to help. So same thing. Review and adjust your allocations. So if too much is going to one place, you got to readjust that allocation and put it in another place. If too much is going, someone doesn't have enough. That's why, like the country, the United States was founded, and it was three branches of the government. You got the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branch, and each branch has its own purpose. And there's not one has more power over the other. Now, they're messing around with that right now, which hopefully that thing holds up, because it's like under a massive test. And we're going for a test right now, but that's how it was developed. So we can have that balance of power. If you don't have that balance, man, it is. We got a chance to see what all the world went through. And say, okay, we ain't doing it that way. We got this balance of power right here, so we can make it happen. So that's the test we're going through as a nation. But we see how that works out. All right, case studies of conscious capital. You got to be mindful of what you have and understand what you have and how you manage it, how you make it happen for you and yours. Because if you're not mindful of what you have between you and yours, that's when it's rough. So let's go back a little bit. 2019. If your company is able to implement a sustainable practice, well, 20% is increasing employee satisfaction and retention and growth. So it's kind of look like the 80-20 rule, right? I don't know if some of you may have heard of 80-20 rule. 20, 80% of your results will come from 20% of your actions. So you find that 20% that's doing well, you want to plug into that 20%, because that 20% is going to make 80% of your efforts. So you find out 20% of those actions that are like doing well and increase that 20%. Yeah. 20% of people in the church give 80% of the tithes. 20% of people at work produce 80% of the actions. So you find that 20% and you pour into it. Now, that's not to say you forget 80% of the people. That's not going to work out. But you find that 20% and you work on it. 20% of your own actions produces 80% of your efforts. That's not like you're gonna, not do anything 80, but that 20%, you make sure you focus in on that and develop it. Yeah, so 20% of your time produces 80% of your results. So whatever that 20% is, work on it. Whatever it may be. Me, I like to read. So I'm reading all day long, all day, every day because I can. And it makes life is easier now to read more so than it did before, because now they got cell phone apps, man. They can download, you can read while you're sitting down just chilling. I'm reading, watching TV. Um, well, my wife's watching TV. She's watching her show. I really ain't down for watching her shows, but I'm sitting there with her. She's over there watching uh, whatever show she's watching, and I'm listening to a book. Hi, hi, hi. You see that, baby? Yeah, I see it. Got a book though, but sometimes I got to stop though. She's like, "You're not watching that," but I got to stop. Listen to the book and watch the TV with her too. But whatever, I'm like listen to books. Where I'm like, I'm nuts with that. Ride in the car, doom, 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 doom. But I'm reading the book too at the same time. So I just like to read. And that's my 20%. All right, individual. You shift your focus from work commitments to family time, stronger family bonds, and my grandkids come over. Boom, I'm stopping. I'm watching. I'm hanging out with them, talking to them, having a good time. They come in. How was school? What's going on with school? You learned something? Man, my granddaughter. Yes, Grandpa. She came over yesterday. Let me tell you about the iPhone. Came over, bam, snatched the phone. I was like, okay. I got, so I was on my computer grading papers and everything. And what I have to do, stop. Because, Pudding Pie wanted to come over and show me how to work on something. So you had to stop, had the family time to spend time with her. You got to shift your focus and your work and your family commitments, no matter what you're doing at the time. And you stop. Time stops. Stop. She come over and she said, "Grandpa, I'm hungry." Grandpa, what did Grandpa do? Johnny on the spot. Go make some food. So you shift your work commitments. And that no matter what you're doing, you have to do it. Another obstacle, low. They say 30% of your customer retention. And customer retention, you always go back to see your clients and talk to them. I mean, I've been doing a lot of that lately, going back and seeing some of my clients that I've had for a while. Clients have new clients that been with the company for a while, but they need to have a new agent, because one of our agents, she's been with us for a long time, and she went to be with the Lord. So I'm going to service some of those clients for her. And they've been with the company for a long while, but they're new to me. But going back to see them now, they're refreshed and renewed because they have someone I've been with the company too. But it helps, and it increases the customer retention, but it also it gives new clients as well. So brand loyalty is achieved when you do that. You keep them as a customer, but you're getting new customers too, because the company does and has that value. You have to have that value for yourself as well. And those type of retention, those type of allocations of other resources, when you have other people helping you as well, and that builds loyalty within the organization, and you want to continue to do that, build loyalty within the organization. It's not it's no, it's not about I, but it's about we. And we as a must. It's always like teamwork that you build, and I mean I enjoy the teamwork aspect of it. All right, so those things are all there. So navigate your social expectation. You want to prioritize long-term vision. It's always a long-term thing, and have effective resource management. So um, I mean, you're key to all those aspects. So 85 is your time management. You can use apps to keep you on time. There's budgeting software, budgeting, but I like to call it spending. Spending software would be mindful of your spending, and there's mindfulness practices that you can use out there. I use a time management app. I mean, cell phones is ridiculous how good these things are to help you manage your time. There's software that you can use to control your I like to refer to as spending patterns as well. Though the spending patterns that are out there. You can also have mindfulness practice. There's an app that I have. It's called Mindsight. Is it Mindsight or Mindful? And it plays music and keeps you calm. I'm a former firefighter, so I have things that I still deal with from firefighting. But you have to sometimes keep yourself in a position where you're able to relax, meditation, calmness, and sometimes music does it. It's called Insight Timer. That's what it's called. The app is called Insight Timer, and it's ways to just continue to always move forward, always grow more, and always just minify, practice patience, because when you allocate yourself and allocate your time wisely, it helps. And I'm an easygoing guy, and I like to make things peaceful when I do it. I mean, firefighting there was a lot of chaos there. Growing up in Baltimore had some chaos along with it too. But I like making things a peaceful effort, because Jesus was like that. Peaceful effort in doing things. Going to see clients, dealing with, being a college professor, little sometimes, be a little chaos there to work with students. But I love it because I'm helping other people get themselves to become better. And that's what it's all about, is helping others become better. Right. And then let's see here. Um, Conclusion and key takeaways. Make sure you have a plan to have your capital uh, conscious is getting better. Align your decisions with your personal goals, your personal life, personal values. What I'm doing here aligns with who I am. I like to provide information and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for others to get better and grow. Right? Have a well-being and create a sustainable future, sustainable lifestyle for yourselves and the community that around me. So with this lesson was more of how you're consciously capital and allowing your life resources to grow. All right. So if you have any questions, I don't know if anybody was sending me anything on the chat, because I wasn't paying attention one time before. Yeah, nobody said this time. So that's having that conscious capital is important. So I wanted to and ensure that. And so next week I will be discussing a new lesson, and that will begin. Let's see what I'm going to talk about next week. Do I have it here? Hold on, because I want to. Let me see. I already got it started. I'm always like ahead of the game. That's just how I am. I always like to get things going, and I always have a insight onto how I want to. Because this whole year, the whole year, I got the issues in the tissues of what I'm gonna. Yeah. So strategic living, making every moment count, making every moment count. Every day you wake up, you're gonna make every moment count. So with that, I want to remind you to you're gonna take and scan the QR code, become a monthly member of the On Point Podcast. 25 helps me keep things rolling, upgrades and get the information out because it's I gotta maintain, keep sending things out. Because I also send out a newsletter with some additional information from the podcast that you can read, and also forward to your other friends and family members to get information from us. Uh, Also, you can scan this QR code there. You can order the book. That's a second. That's the Sapphire edition of the book. So the first one is Joseph Building Financial Literacy. That's literacy lasts a lifetime. This one is Joseph Building Financial Legacy. Legacy lasts for generation. That particular book has a wheel of wealth in that's the last chapter, wheel of wealth. So you want to get literacy for your lifetime, and then legacy is the last of generations for your family's lifetime. I'm writing the third volume that God gave me those thoughts in 3 books. Third one is Joseph Building Financial Legend. You say my name, you know my story. That has its own insights that God has given me now. And that's it. I should have that book written by, I'm saying by June. Could be sooner, but June. But that one will come out and it will solidify the 3-book trilogy that God has given me about financial literacy. Right, so you download that one. That one has QR codes after each chapter as well. That gives you a video summary of what you'll be reading in that particular book itself. Right, and this QR code is the app. The app is a companion app that goes along with the books, and it also has insights into the theories that I have, the research that I've done in 2013 for the research for the financial literacy itself. And again, God gave me those. God gave me this mission to understand financial literacy, how to gain more assets, and it's my purpose. Huh? It's my purpose. So with that, just want to remind you. I thank you for being here, gaining some information about what I do here. My son's normally here with me, but he's like, I take his mama bear. It's her birthday. So with that, I want to thank you for listening, and always remember to stay tuned, stay in tune, stay informed, and stay on point. We'll see you again next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Maybe your team will win the Super Bowl. I'm not sure. My team didn't make it there. Maybe your team did, but we'll see you again next week. Have a great day.